If you are watching this video, it means you're looking to take the GMAT exam, or you're just doing your research around the GMAT exam and what it's about. You're in the right place. Hey darlings, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you are new here, also welcome, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell to become a part of my community. My name is Nthanda Manduwi, a digital creator and media entrepreneur from Malawi, currently based in Manhattan, New York. Over the past 10 years, I've been able to build what was a simple lifestyle blog into a six-figure business. Hi, my name is Nthanda Manduwi, digital creator and entrepreneur from Malawi, currently based and working in Manhattan, New York. This video is a part of a series I'm doing about MBA applications, specifically in North America or around the globe in leading business schools. And one of the key focuses of this series is obviously having a good GMAT score. And I go at length talking about the GMAT exam and what you need to prepare to succeed when taking a GMAT exam. In my previous video, I introduced a little bit to the GMAT exam, its format, its layout, and things you can do to better excel at this exam. One of the key things we're discussing is the GMAT Official Prep. Now, I got the full package of the GMAT Official Prep, and if you want to know what goes in that package, watch my previous video to understand what's in there and how it worked for me to be able to raise my GMAT score, and how I think it can still raise my GMAT score further, especially to get into the kind of business schools I want to get into. So now we're talking about study routines. One of the biggest things you get as recommended is that you must have a study routine, and I cannot stress this enough. You have to get disciplined, especially if you've been out of school for a while. Getting back to studying can be quite difficult, so really setting that study routine is very important. I have set my own study routine that is working for me for the GMAT. I would admit last year was harder because I had a lot more work to do in my company is where I work, but also in my personal businesses and my own personal companies. So it was just a lot, and I was pretty stretched thin. So I had to get really disciplined about practicing a lot more, and I still did not have enough time to go through the wealth of knowledge that's provided in the GMAT Official Prep. So do watch my previous video to know what goes into the GMAT Official Prep and how all of that can help you raise your GMAT score. In this one, I'm going to talk a bit about how you incorporate these different assets into your preparation for the GMAT. So for my study plan, I try to make sure I get an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. If I don't have that, at least an hour in the morning every single day. So when you get into the GMAT Official Prep, the number one thing is to get the diagnostic test. That's the test you take at the beginning. It's free. It's available on mba.com. You do have to get on the website, register. If you don't already have an account, register. You will need an email to be able to register. So once you register, you get into the resources and you take the diagnostic test. This just helps you to understand where you stand in terms of, if you've been out of school like me for a very long time, where you stand like on quants, verbal, and all of that. When I took the first diagnostic test, I was in the 75th percentile. However, getting into the actual GMAT materials, I kind of dropped down to like the 50th percentile. So I want you to know that there's a different test, and it doesn't exactly say you start at 75th, you're going to be there, because the test is standardized in a specific way. And you also have to understand there is the previous videos in this series. They're all going to be linked in this video, so you can be able to check out all the things you need to know about the GMAT, especially if you're taking the exam. An important thing is to identify your weakness. I think the GMAT Official Prep helps you do this. So when you're doing the GMAT Official Prep, you have the online bank of questions, you have the practice questions, you also have the simulated practice exams. All of these help you to understand where you rank. So really get to understand your weaknesses so you can better work at them, and I think the official GMAT Prep helps you get a better understanding of where you fare strongly but also fare weakly. I did use the GMAT official guide for review. I think that's really helpful. So you have an abundance of resources thrown at you that you can be able to utilize, and some of them you have to pay for them, but some of them are also available for free. So really tap into those resources, especially if you want to raise your GMAT score a little bit. One of the most useful things, and I want to utilize this, especially as I'm going to be taking the GMAT focus, and I will talk a little bit more about the GMAT focus in my next videos, because the GMAT is changing from the GMAT to the GMAT focus. When I do, it's going to be linked right up above. I really found the GMAT practice exams quite valuable, and having taken the actual exam, the practice exams are the exact same layout that you get in the actual exam. In my opinion, I found the actual exam a little bit, in terms of content, a little bit simpler actually than the practice questions, but I think I found them simple at the beginning. Then as the test was adapting a little bit more to me, they got a bit more difficult. So I definitely do think the adaptive is a bit stronger. I might be biased, but I think it's a bit stronger in the actual exam as opposed to the practice exam. I did find the actual exam started off easier and it would get harder, like I could feel it getting harder, while the actual practice exam was kind of fluctuated. It's like it's easy, it's hard, it's easy, it's hard. Maybe that was just my experience from the few exams I took, and I'll be taking a lot more going forward. So the practice exams were definitely very important. And I think one of the recommended structures is that you take one about every week, and I think that is a very good recommendation. One thing it helps you do is to work on your timing strategy. So I think when you have the question bank, since you have an understanding of the timing, so I shared about this in a previous video, the timing for the 4 sections of the GMAT, you have the verbal reasoning, you have 1.8 minutes per question. You have the quant section. The quant section, you have 2 minutes per question. And the integrated reasoning, you have 2.5 minutes per question. The analytical writing assessment, you have 30 minutes for the entire question. So you're looking at those questions in those sections, in those timings. So the official practice gives you a space to experiment with those timings in an actual simulation of how it actually works. And it's really important that you do take those practice exams. And also I think it just helps you track your progress. For example, say you start in the 90th percentile, maybe you can drop down to the 75th when you go more into quants, and then you come back to verbal and you're in the 75th. So it really helps you to track your progress and see how well you're doing and what you need to work on to get better. Another way you can be able to use the GMAT Official Prep is to simulate the test day conditions. Like I said, you have the GMAT practice exams, and the GMAT practice exams, 2 of them are free, and you can reset them as many times, I believe, as you want, so you can take as many of those as you can. However, when you do repeat those exams a few times, I have been told that you can start to see the same questions popping up, so you want to maybe get after that exam 3 or 4 or 5 and 6, and those I think you can reset only once, then you can retake them. So you do want to utilize those, and I think I incorporated those, and I will continue to incorporate those in my GMAT prep going forward. And as I said, repeat the practice questions. For me, integrating that into my study plan has been helpful, repeating the practice questions, and I'm going to do a lot more of that. I will be retaking the GMAT in the coming year. So as I'm retaking it, the GMAT focus especially, I do intend to repeat those practice exams until I feel like I've gotten the exam to a T, so I can get a really good GMAT score and get into the grad school I want. So those are just some of the tips that you can utilize to be able to get a better GMAT score. I hope you found this information helpful. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. My next video will be talking about my key takeaways from having used the GMAT Official Prep. I think it's a really useful tool, and I just want to get into 1 or 3 things that I found so useful about using the GMAT Official Prep. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you very soon. Until next time, stay kind. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Subscribe to my newsletter so you can get a weekly dose of entrepreneurship, lifestyle, and self-care insights so we can glow and grow together. Follow me on social media so we can stay in touch. I'll be seeing you very soon. Until then, stay kind.